Welcome back to another episode of I Just Want My Toys. I'm your host, Terry J. So, if you hadn't noticed here lately on this channel, I've been getting a bit behind on my content. Life, of course, gets in the way sometimes, and unfortunately, I don't have anything else to say, but I'm sorry for it. But now things are starting to get back to normal. So it's time to dig myself out and get some reviews going. So I'm going to challenge myself. I'm going to try and do 12 reviews in 12 weeks. I'll be going back to this single camera setup for at least these next 12 reviews and see how it goes. See if I get to the other side. Do I get all 12 done? Do I end up having something else come up in my life that puts it on hold? Who knows? You just have to stay tuned and find out. But with that being said, 12 reviews, 12 weeks. Let's see if we can get it done. Let's see if we can get some product looked at. See if we can have some fun with some toys. And with that, without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so today on I Just Want My Toys, we're going to review the American Werewolf in London Ultimate Kessler Werewolf by NECA. Good shot of the front of the box there. And then the side. The other side. And the bottom with the UPC for those who are looking for this. And a shot of the box opened. And as you can see here, using our mascot American Frankenstein to show it off, this is what it looks like inside the box. Nice window box, giving you a shot of the actual werewolf. And then a nice product shot here on the inside flap. Manufacturer SRP on this is roughly $39.99. That's what I paid for it to get it from DorkSide Toys. On the bottom, we have Direction and Development by Randy Falk, Stephen Folkins. Sculpting was done by Kyle Windricks. Paint by John Wardle and Jeffrey Trapp. And prototypes made by the Cast Studios. There's all our information right there. And then, of course, our backside shot showing us another shot of the product, along with more information on the actual figure itself. All right, let's get to it. Two pieces of tape at the top, holding the flap down. Nice display case there. Nice plastic tray. Showcasing and holding everything inside. Zip ties in the back. All right. So here we have the werewolf, and we have the alternate head face piece. So now we can give it some articulation here. Let's see what we got. See there. Paws are really nice and long. That nice long outstretched and stretched fingers as it appeared in the movie. All right, let's give ourselves count on articulation. So we've got fingers. That's 2. We've got wrists. 4. We've got elbows, shoulders, 6, 8. Head is a complete 360 turn. Neck has a flat piece, but to give it a nice up and down. Jaw does not open. So we'll call that 9. Waist has a nice little rock back and forth. You can turn it slightly, about 45 degrees either side. 10. Hips is 12. Knees turn. 14. Ankles 16. Toes 18. Your poses. Can get something like that. Where he's almost posed. Dog crouch position, like so. And changing the head sculpt. It is just a ball socket, so it pops right off. This, of course, this wolf collar is there to help hide the neck stem to make it more flush. And then changing the head sculpt as simple as just popping on the new head. Scale wise, using our mascot, American Frankenstein. Using good scale to that, so it works very well with 1/9 scale figures. If I wanted to do something like this, where I had American Frankenstein, riding the werewolf, could get something like that. If we wanted him to rear back, we could go and get something like that. And that's pretty badass. It's like, imagine if this was Dracula riding this werewolf into battle. That's what I was thinking of when I bought it. I was like, that would be so cool. Just not only to have a badass werewolf, but the things that you could do with it. All right, 1/9 scale. If we were to try to put him on his hindquarters, trying to get him more humanoid. Go back with something like that. Using our trusty dandy action figure stands. Once you get it posed just right, there you go. An action figure stand would definitely help give you even more possibilities with the werewolf. Here's American Frankenstein. And here he is, standing on hindquarters. Here he is, back in wolf form. So it gives you an idea of the scale. Here we've got our American Frankenstein, who's at about 8.25 with hat. We've got Superman, who's roughly about 6.25, and then we have the Kessler Werewolf. Works very well with Superman. Marvel Legends, 3.75. Here's what you're facing with. As you can see here, here's the Hulk and Marvel 3.75, and there's the Kessler Werewolf. Final thoughts. Figure is really well done. I love the detailing and the sculpt. As you can see here from all the detailing in the fur itself, on the underbody. The two head sculpts are very well done. I love both of the head sculpts. The open snarling, ferocious mouth, and then the closed portrait, I think really accent the figure very well. The detailing in the fur collar itself that covers the neck post is also very well done. It's made of a nice soft rubbery material. Most of the fur that's sculpted is done in a soft furry material. Even the head post is solid, but it definitely is very sculpted as well. They did not skimp on any detail on this figure. They made sure that whatever they did, it definitely was going to give an accurate portrayal to the figure. We've got some play in the shoulders, so we can come fully wide out, like so. The detailing in the claws. The legs pretty much only go back about 15 degrees on the knee joint. Because of the way the fur is sculpted, it really can't go any further. But it can definitely go back at least 15 degrees. There are the toes. There are the claws. Very nicely done. Very nicely done claws. I love hinged fingers. That really adds to the value of the werewolf. Those hinged fingers like so. Overall, it is not only a awesome piece to have in your collection if you collect monsters, if you collect werewolves, if you collect movie memorabilia. I definitely would recommend this piece. Very highly detailed. Nice shot of Superman there, fighting the werewolf. I mean, you can have enormous amounts of fun with this particular werewolf. It's got a nice heft to it as well. I mean, it's good and solid throughout the upper body and the sculpted piece there, as well as the lower piece, so that definitely gives it enough weight and balance when it's being posed, so you know it won't rock and fall over. Highly recommend this piece. Well done, NECA. Well done. Okay, next up, Completing in the set, the American Werewolf in London Ultimate Nightmare Demons. These originally came out at $33 a piece. I was able to pick them up at Walmart on clearance for $16.50 each. So giving you a shot at the front of the box there. Then we have the side of the box, showcasing the different builds of werewolf demons that you can make. Back shot of the box. Again, showcasing what they look like in the different builds. Bottom of the box features the UPC for those that are hunting for this particular product. Shows that it is developed by, of course, Randy Falk and Stefan Bostic, and that it is sculpted by 3 different sculptors. They are Alex Hinkle, Jason Fraley, and Adrian Smith. And the paint is, of course, done by John Wardle and Jeffrey Trapp. Prototypes by TrueCast Studios. Top of the box. Inside flap. Nightmare Demons. And as you can see, what you get in the box. 4 different heads, 1 body, weapons and accessories. All right, let's get to it, shall we? Let's take the top. Plastic tray holding all the contents. And of course, the backdrop itself from the Nightmare, in which he's looking into the living room area. And determining that the demons there are about to feast and that he's about to turn and be subjugated. That being, of course, David Naughton's character from the movie. Trays to hold the weapons down into the packaging. Knives. Okay. All right. So right out of the box, we have the soldier demon, in which you get the body of the soldier itself. Point articulation. Of course, the heads just pop onto ball joint neck, which would give it a complete 360. So that's 1. Shoulders is 2. Elbows is 4. Hands make 6. Leg gets a little kick out, but this flap for the jacket itself blocks 8. Knees, a little bit stiff, but that's still 10. And rocker ankles makes for 12. Nothing at the waist due to the sculpt of the jacket. So total 12 points is what you get. And again, as I said, heads pop on and off. There's the sculpt of the Nightmare Demon itself. Nicely done. Here is the sculpt of Mid-Transformation Werewolf. Here is the sculpt of the Demon Werewolf. And here is bald demonic sculpt there. So, depending upon which is your favorite, you could build an army of whatever is your favorite. And I'm going to go with werewolves, because those are my favorite. Okay. You'll have a little bit of a tough time because of the jacket getting the ball back in for the heads. But once you get it seated on there, the heads do turn on the actual balls themselves. So, got to give you another point of articulation. Okay. Hand sculpts. You get 2 extra pair of hand sculpts. One's a trigger finger hand, which if you can see that. That'll give you the ability to hold a gun. Another gripping hand there. So, the hands that are automatically already on the figure are what we would call the knife hands, because they are closed but slightly open. So you could get him to hold knives right off the bat, like so. If you wanted him to be a little bit more dangerous, just give it a little pop off. Put on the trigger hand. And with the trigger hand, voila, now he's packing heat. And you've got 3 different types of guns that you can use. There's your first, nice rifle there. Second, nice submachine gun. And then last, nice small Uzi. So again, depending upon what you're wanting to build, so you can build out a nice little werewolf army. Or if you want to use the demon head, can build a nice demon army. It just depends on what you want to build. Me, I'm partial to werewolves, so I'm thinking I would build one here as a werewolf, and then one as a partially transformed werewolf, and then find something to do with the other 2 heads. There's also a torch. So if you want, you could switch it off, because you need a large enough hand to hold the torch, because the torch handle is very thick, like so. And only one of the right interchangeable hands will enable you to hold it. Give you something like that. Where are you? Flame effect is very nice and sculpted. And your diorama, him holding the flame, looking for their captive who has escaped. In scale with the Kessler Werewolf, fits in very nicely. In scale with other action figures, using our mascot, American Frankenstein. It's only slightly smaller than American Frankenstein. If we were to use other figure, here is our Superman figure. From DC Universe Classics. It's about a 6-inch figure. Towers a little bit over the Man of Steel. Like so. Last, I'll give you a quick shot of the other heads on the body so you can get a feel for yourself what you would like to create. Here is the bald demon sculpt, what it looks like. Here is the mid-transformation werewolf sculpt with the submachine gun. Original, here is the demon soldier. For the demon soldier, it does have a thin strap for the helmet. So if you carefully go up and over like so, you can remove the helmet. There's a notch there to help keep the helmet in place. You can see that. But then it gives you another possibility of him without the helmet. Almost makes him look like an alien bug, almost like, without the helmet. So if you're wanting to build and repaint to create a alien bug type army, Nazi alien bugs from the moon or something like that, you could easily do that as well. And again, you're wanting to put the helmet back on, just carefully get that strap on there first, like so. You can see that. And then once you do that, pull back, and that notch will snap into place. There we go. Or that little snap. And he's back in business. We are coming for you! So again, you can get some very nice builds with these characters. And once you figure out which armies you want to build, you can then turn around and reuse the heads for other pieces. Case in point, I picked up a loose Michael Myers. Picked it up from a vintage stock. If the, oh, well, it's a little shrimpy, but there you go. Michael as a nightmare demon. The head will squeeze right off into the buck. This will stretch somewhat so it'll help get it off into there. And then you can use other heads. Very cool. Very interesting. Here's a badly severed head that also came with the Michael set. Could also put that on there. Now you've got a true, check that out. That's totally ghoulish. That's totally ghoulish. Very nice. Of course, it makes it very pinhead compared to the normal sculpts that come with this body, as you can see there. But I mean, just something to play around with. Oh, for sure. All right, final thoughts. I got these to basically go and complete the set for the American Werewolf, to go along with the Kessler Werewolf, but also too, because they were at a nice clearance price, it was hard to pass up, and it makes for some nice army building, because I can decide which ones I want to make into my army. A few little Nazi or Nightmare Soldier Demons or Nightmare Soldier Werewolves. Completing the display. If Dracula's commanding the big Kessler Werewolf, then of course we could have him have werewolf soldiers to go along with it, which makes perfect sense. Like so. I love the articulation, love the sculpting detail on the suit itself. I mean, this is NECA we're talking about. They do really great work in sculpting the designs of their figures, the buckles that are on the boots, the wrinkles within the boots themselves, into the pants, the jacket detailing, folds in the sleeves. It's incredible. Very nice work. The head sculpts, as we said before, very nice. Definitely captured from the movie exactly what we were thinking when we saw it. Each head sculpt, I'm thoroughly enjoying both the werewolf head sculpts. The demon soldier head sculpt is also very nice and versatile, because you could have it just as the demon itself, or with some repainting and customizing work, you can make alien type soldiers, which would also be pretty cool. And then our bald demon guy, very nice. And these heads here would be perfect to reuse on other bodies, to make other new characters. So, the articulation is wonderful. Would wish for a little bit more in the hip area, as you can only go about that far. But that's the only quibble about this figure. It also would be nice to have a little bit at the waist to turn. Oh, there we go. They actually lowered the joint so you can actually turn it like so. So, okay. That gets us up to 14 points. 14 points articulation. Very nice. Very nice. So, yeah. Adds more to the playability and posability. And fitting in on the shelf, using our mascot, American Frankenstein. Scale is right there, so it fits in greatly. Which will expand my ability to not only set up nice little dioramas on the shelf, but definitely gives me tons of ideas in posing scenes and what will be really cool to display. Highly recommend it. If you are into army building, into nightmare creatures, demons, werewolves, or just in having a bit of fun, I definitely recommend picking these up if and where you can. For me, it was just even more sweeter by the time I decided to pull the trigger on them. Walmart had already started to clearance them out at $16.50. So I got the last two at one of my Walmarts. Brought them home. Our review today of the NECA American Werewolf in London product, the Ultimate Kessler Werewolf, and the American Werewolf in London Nightmare Demon. There we go. The American Werewolf in London Ultimate Kessler I picked up at DorkSide Toys. You can find their link there below. The American Werewolf in London Nightmare Demon Soldiers you can pick up just about anywhere. Great additions to your collection. Alright, that has been our review of this product for today. Please like and subscribe to our channel. This is part of our 12 weeks, 12 reviews series, in which we're going to do 12 reviews in 12 weeks. And will I get them all done? Stay tuned and find out. As always, I'm your host, Terry J. Thanks for watching. Until next time.